Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora, and Happy New Year. The time is now 7:40 a.m. You are listening to Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast, and it's January 1st, 2021. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. Hope that it was a safe transition for you. I know that you probably didn't go out to the club last night if you got a brain. I don't even think clubs are open because it's pandemic season. So this was a difference, especially in norms for many people. But we hope that it was safe for everyone. And here we are, January 1st, 2021. A brand new year, brand new outlook, fresh, determined, active, and all that good stuff. All right, so we've got some news for you guys, some things to talk about. First things first, want to say that this we would like to see, and we are going to do our part to make sure that we can bring about a very positive new year in 2021 for everyone. So with that being said, I would encourage folks, if there's a cause that you like or a cause that you support, perhaps double down on it in this year. Let's see what we can do about, doing a little bit more. If you've donated in the past, or if you've been a participant in any food or clothing drives, things like that, or any volunteer initiatives, while some of those activities may be limited due to health concerns and safety and in this time of COVID, if there is a way to augment and do more of what we're doing, virtual stuff, online stuff, let's do that. Good morning, Aurora. We're going to continue doing what we do, and also see if we can strengthen our community activities a little bit more. So for those of you who are friends of the show, you know where you catch us at, you know where you see us at, and you know the kind of stuff that we're involved in. If you want to get involved with us, let us know. Send us an email, goodmorningaurora@gmail.com. Let us know what's happening, and we can get together out here in these streets and take part in some stuff, whether it's an art activity or if it's a activity feeding folks, helping anybody out. Connect with us, and we can make an ordeal out of it. All right. So there's a lot of stuff going on already, and there's a lot of good initiatives that are coming up this month into February. We've been talking a lot about what the Aurora Public Library has going on, so I'll read off those initiatives for you guys and let you know what's happening with that. On the 13th, which is a Wednesday at 6 p.m., there's going to be the citizenship and recent updates on immigration. Immigrant legal services specialist from World Relief Chicagoland is going to be there and talking about the process and anything that's related to COVID-19 with updates. Registration's required for that. This is Aurora Public Library Initiatives, and you can go on their website to register. Wednesday the 20th at 6 p.m., contacting your elected officials following up to Martin Luther King's Day of Service. Former political staffer Lily Rocha will cover best practices to contact local, state, and federal representatives. Learn how to make your message heard. Thursday the 21st, Civic Education Series, County Boards. That'll be at 7 p.m., partnership with the League of Women Voters. And then also February, March initiatives are, some pretty cool things going on. They're highlighting culture. So the 12th of February, it's a Friday, 10 a.m., Tai Chi for the Chinese New Year. Registration's required. Effective exercise to improve health, fitness, and relaxation. Tuesday, February 16th, 7 p.m., growing your business with LGBTQ-friendly practices. Part of the Fairness and Equality for a Better Aurora series. Thursday, March 18th, 7 p.m., civic education, township government, continuing partnership with the League of Women Voters, the Aurora area, and the series is going to focus on township government and its role in policy making. All right. So yeah, it's going to be very good stuff with the Aurora Public Library. Couple of things that caught my eye, very important things to think about also going into this year. So there is read this great article in the Tribune by a very talented author named Sarah Friestadt. Kane County agencies are preparing for potential wave of evictions in 2021, worried that the number of families at risk of losing their homes could spike in 2021 as the COVID-19 pandemic stretches on. Some agencies in Aurora and Kane County are creating programs intended to help homeowners, landlords, and tenants. Among them is an eviction mediation program through the Kane County court system. Facing a projected wave of evictions in 2021 and the potential that pandemic protections will expire, the organizations involved in the mediation program are hoping to help families stay in their homes, help landlords avoid empty units, and prevent the court system from becoming backlogged. That's by Kevin Malone, Kane County Program Manager for Resolutions Systems Institute, working to create the program. Friend of the show, Rick Guzman of the Neighbor Project, has also chimed in, speaking on the high demand for state and local housing assistance. The Neighbor Project, designated as a local partner for state-run housing assistance programs, fielded nearly 100 calls a day about the state rent and mortgage aid program as the application process opened. So for more information about that, you can visit the Neighbor Program. We'll post their link today, and also check out this article. We'll be sharing this as well. The pandemic situation has been a nightmare for many residents and people, and we would like no one to lose their home. So this is definitely an issue that King County and the city should try their very best to tackle. All right. Also, very interesting and good news: the state of Illinois has expunged nearly 500,000 cannabis cases as part of legalization. Ending the difficult year on a positive note, Governor J.B. Pritzker announced the forgiveness and expungement of about 500,000 criminal cannabis cases. The governor announced he issued pardons for 9,210 low-level cannabis convictions, while the Illinois State Police have wiped clean more than 492,000 non-felony cannabis-related arrest records. The expungement process is part of the state law that legalized licensed sale of marijuana starting in 2020. It's meant to reduce the impact of the war on drugs, under which minorities were disproportionately arrested and locked up for cannabis crimes despite similar reported rates of usage. So shout outs to J.B. Pritzker, and shout outs to Illinois State Police for doing that. At the local level, many county court clerks were still processing expungements. Arrest records from DuPage, Kane, Knox, Lake, McHenry, McLean, Peoria, Rock Island, Will, and Winnebago counties have been expunged. The remaining counties have until January 1st, 2025 to expunge their arrest records. Shout outs to J.B. Pritzker. All right. Also want to say that the keep in mind now, township elections are coming up. The primaries are next month in February, and the elections are April 6th. Do you know about Aurora Township? What do you know? Do you know who's running? We have had the pleasure of interviewing 3 candidates: Alex Arroyo for Township Supervisor, Sherry Spears for trustee, and also Bonnie Kunkel for trustee. So check out their message and check out what Aurora Township does. Okie dokie. Let me see here now. I told you about the Chinese New Year. I told you about township government. I even told you about the civic education series. What I have not yet told you is that today is Friday. We're going into a weekend, and it's the first day in a brand new year. Let's keep it up, y'all. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep up the good stuff. Keep up the good work. And that is the news. Thank you for coming on to the show.
For sure.
Today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. As you said when you walked into our fantastic studio, 2021 is our year.
I hope so.
We already said it is. They can have 2020. It's over and done with.
Yep.
For the record, though, let people know who you are and where you're from.
So my name is Corie Caruso. I'm with Chasers Laser Tag, and we're in Naperville. And Rockerball, we also have Rockerball there too. Rockerball's our mobile company, so we do the same kind of thing as Chasers, but we bring it out to you. And then Chasers is our indoor venue.
And Chasers is in Fox Valley Mall Circle. Where is that?
No, we're just we're about 5 minutes, I would say, from Fox Valley Mall.
Okay.
We're near like Fort Hill Fitness Center, like in that
okay.
industrial area back there.
Yes, I know where that's at. Okay. Very
Yeah,
cool.
1811 High Grove.
Shout out, y'all, kids. Mom, did you get that address? Write it down, Mom. Yeah, hell yeah. Now, we're going to talk about a lot. We're going to talk about you yourself personally, and then we're also going to talk about business in Aurora and being a businesswoman. But starting off, where were you born and raised?
Chicago.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
When did you come to Aurora, or this way?
So I moved out to the suburbs. I moved out to the suburbs maybe about 5-6 years ago. So not too long, but I was born and raised in the city. I never thought I would leave Chicago. I come from a family of, police officers and just grew up on the southwest side and thought I'd never leave there, but here I am and I love it out here.
It's not so bad.
So yeah, no, I really like it. Once I had kids and stuff, and so we moved out here a few years ago.
Do you visit Chicago, visit family still back home?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, now, and where I'm located, we're really close to expressways too, so I mean, I could be back in our, area where we, the kids grew up and they still have some friends that they hang out with and stuff. We could be back there, 15, 20 minutes.
What area is that?
By like Garfield Ridge.
Okay.
Garfield Ridge, it's just west of Midway Airport.
Okay. Growing up, what impact did your dad have in your life?
My dad, so I had a stepfather, and who raised me basically since I was 4 or 5, and I don't know. I mean, I think my dad, he's deceased now. He passed away a few years ago as a result of he was a Vietnam veteran, and so he passed away a few years ago as a result of Agent Orange. So I learned a lot about that when he was going through his treatment and everything.
Right.
But I don't know, my impact that my dad, he was just a hard worker, just solid, dependable, just family, oriented. He was a friend of mine. As I got older,
Right.
He would call me up and, hey, want to play some poker tonight? And have some friends over, and he was just became a friend.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we get into the business aspects, being a business owner and all those kind of things, what is your opinion of the state of business right now in Aurora?
Well, I think businesses just in general are really struggling with the unknown, and what 2021 is going to hold for us, and what the city, and the state and federal, what the governments are, our leaders are going to be able to do for us, if anything.
Right.
I personally don't have a whole lot of confidence in all that, because it's so, there's so much. And then, we all kind of heard the horror stories of the first, PPP loans and CARES Act and things that went out. And
That first wave.
That first wave, and the businesses that got, millions of dollars that didn't necessarily need it and things like that. And so seeing all that stuff go on, makes, I think for me, being a small business owner, obviously makes me concerned, and concerned for the other, business owners as well, small business owners, because, you don't have those lawyers and accountants working in your favor, and the banks and things like that. You're kind of on your own.
No, and you bring up a good point, because I think when they did the breakdown from that first wave of PPP, Comcast got a few million.
And what did they lose? Because I've been still paying my Comcast bill.
I'm saying, yeah. I mean, they were definitely companies that we're still getting mail and bills from, which did not need that. It's
Right.
It's the small guy with, 8, 9 employees.
Or that actually lost revenue, and
Right.
that was never considered in that first wave of who actually lost revenue.
Right.
That wasn't even figured in. If you lost revenue, that's really what it should. If your business stayed open, you shouldn't even have been able to apply for it. Or it should have been considered a revenue aspect.
Right.
That's really what it was, much more important if you lost revenue in it. And all these businesses were just able to apply whether or not they lost revenue, it didn't matter. So, and they got a lot of money, and so, and then there were a lot of businesses that, I know, like personally for me, the bank we used, they didn't even open up, it took months for them to even open up their application process. So they were already dispersing money to some of these bigger corporations that, have, a team of accountants working on their behalf.
Like 12, yeah.
Yeah, and, and they were already dispersing money, and, the bank we use was still figuring out their application process. So it was, just very unfortunate how it all went. So I hope, I hope 2021 is better, but, and they figure things out. But, we're all at the mercy of the government with how they're going to handle it.
A chill going through my body when you said that right now.
But see, I'm on a lot of social media sites and neighborhood sites, and really like around Christmas time, and with the gift cards and things like that, and supporting local businesses. I feel like people are more so now realizing the importance of that, for sure, and that's come to light a lot more.
I think it took, and I'm not trying to gloss over anybody who lost anything, but I do believe that it took some small businesses to get to a point of collapse or almost collapse for them to realize that, hey, they're not the only small business in town, and if it's good for them, others will do good as well. I really do believe that for some businesses this was an eye-opener to how much they all matter, kind of thing. I think some people didn't I think they saw themselves as maybe it can't happen to me kind of thing.
Well, I guess, we all kind of might have get caught up in, your own business. You're busy. You're like running everything from social media to, actually running the business to accounting and payroll. And so maybe just get a little, maybe people, open their eyes a little bit more, because otherwise you're kind of just so engrossed in your own life and business and all the things you have to do. And so I think it definitely hopefully opened people's eyes and pulled the community, together more, and, people working together a lot more on how they can help each other out, because, of course that's benefits all of us.
What was your first job?
My first job ever, or in this industry?
Ever. Well, we'll do both. So first,
Okay.
Let's start with first job ever.
I don't know. I think the very first job was, I worked at like a grocery store. It was like a produce store or something like that. And, I gotta give those cashiers credit. You gotta remember all those codes for everything.
Pears. 331.
Yeah.
Oranges 391. Yeah.
I never did that, so I had to, which I didn't mind, I preferred this. I worked in the back, like, how the people cut up the watermelons and put that's what I did.
Yeah.
And the strawberries, they made me, I didn't want to do this, but they did make me put the moldy ones face down so you didn't see the moldy ones.
Oh, yeah, that's an old trick. Yeah.
They made me do that. I didn't want to do that, but I was forced into it by my manager.
Mm-hmm. You put the bad fruit on the bottom, put the good stuff on top.
Hide the mold.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Like thinking back, I check my stuff.
No, when I shop too, and the guys who are putting it out there, they know that like, nah, bro, hold on, let me get. No, my friend, those are good. No, they're not. No, they're not. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was the very first job that I had.
First job in the industry?
When I was 16, I went and got a job immediately. In the industry, so I started doing event planning when I was like 21. Mm-hmm. I started working for an incentive marketing company, and I started doing event planning there, and then moved on from that. So basically, for over 20 years now, I've been working in events and stuff. I worked for the University of Illinois for a long time.
Okay.
And doing as an event manager there. Then we bought Rockerball and now Chasers, and so been running that for the past few years.
What does America mean to you?
America. I'm getting deep here today.
I'm telling you, submarine, girl. What?
New Year's Eve, I thought this was going to be like a party. What does America mean to me? I don't know. I hope, it's a scary time right now. I hope it's, I just hope and pray that it's, going to be a better year for all of us.
Right.
We need to get back to, you know, some roots and, you know, what's important and, you know, our communities and things like that. We just need to get back to some basics.
Has it gone away? Have those basics gone away?
Yes, I definitely think so. Yeah.
Really?
I think we've all, like, just people in general are so busy now that we've gone away. Like, you know, with parents working so much and working more than one job.
Right.
You know, you're not around. You're not eating dinner together. Like, I know growing up, I had to be home at 5 o'clock for dinner every night, and there was dinner on the table every night. And you had to be there. You could go back out after you had dinner, but we had to sit down for dinner. And, you know, that was every night, I believe.
Right.
I think Friday nights were pizza night, so whatever. But now that, you know, that's not even possible for families because the work schedules and kids are so busy these days even. So, yeah, I think the basics have definitely are, you know, missing for sure for families.
What's it going to take to get back to maybe not get back to what it used to be, but what's it going to take to rebuild?
People realizing that how important that stuff is, you know.
Yeah.
Right. If people don't even realize that they're missing out on that or how important that is for your kids and things like that, you know, or maybe certain people didn't grow up that way and don't realize how important that is, and you know, for kids to have structure and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I still make dinner most nights, but we don't sit down. I mean, we might sit down all together maybe 2 nights a week, but I know like my kids are a little bit older now, but like, you know, when they're younger, they were going off, they had basketball, they had, you know, taekwondo, they had, you know, swimming. I mean, they're off to all these activities and you're just running around, you know, trying to get them to everything. It's tough to, you know, make dinner, buy it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then have it done at a certain time because they're running around. So, you know, just making time for like stuff like that, I guess. You know, it's one thing, of course.
Right. Now, do you come from a big family?
I do come from a big family. I mean, not my immediate family. There was 3 of us, but I always had a big family around me growing up. Yeah.
How was Christmas?
This Christmas? It was great. It's much smaller now too, though, because of, you know, COVID. You don't see as many people, but as I mentioned earlier, we had a little karaoke party, so that's always fun. Yeah, it was a good time.
Now let's talk Chasers.
Mm-hmm.
But before Chasers, Rockerball.
Yeah, Rockerball,
That
bubble
was
soccer.
the first business.
Yeah, that's our mobile business.
Okay.
And so we, those are the big bubbles you get in and run into each other. We have different games that you play.
Right.
So we send staff out. A lot of families do it at their home. So like, you know, if you were to have a little barbecue for your kids or family, you know, party, barbecue, whatever, you could do it in a yard, just need some open grass space. Recently, or over the summer when it was still nice, you know, when things were closed still, we had some families that like met at a park in their neighborhood, and then we met them there, or our staff, you know, came and set everything up, and they, you know, had the Rockerball party, which is as COVID friendly as you can get because you're literally in a plastic bubble.
Right. With nobody else. Yeah. Your own plastic bubble.
So yeah, so you can't get any more COVID friendly than that. And then they, you know, the kids played, and then they had some picnic tables. She brought up some cupcakes, and you know, they did a little birthday party there at the park, and the kids all rode their bikes there. I thought it was really neat.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That I've seen those before. Never taken part in it myself, but yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll have to come out to Chasers and try it out.
Yeah, for sure. I'll get that down right now.
So we put in last year. We put in a big turf field in the back of Chase, or it's indoors, but it's behind our laser tag arena, and so that's where we do for our indoor. That's where we do the Rockerball.
Okay. What year did you guys get Rockerball established?
Rockerball. Well, Rockerball, we've had it for 6 years, I believe now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's been a while. But yeah, that we travel all over. I mean, we've gone to Wisconsin, Indiana. We do a lot of stuff with the colleges. We just did a big event 2 weeks ago with Northwestern University for their football team. They couldn't do anything, you know, usually they do a big end of the year,
Yeah.
you know, they take them somewhere, but, with all the restrictions in place. So we went there. They have that beautiful facility. It overlooks, it kind of jets out onto the beach and onto Lake Michigan, and it's gorgeous. I mean, and so big stadium. We went there and did Rockerball. We did human foosball, and then we also brought the
human foosball.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to picture it.
Well, foosball.
Yeah.
Right? So think of you are the foosball player, you're on a line there with two other players, and there's rows, and so you're facing that way, the other team's facing this way.
Right. Holy cow. That's
and you just move sideways,
Human. I'm write that down. I'm about to play that one day. All right. Now let's talk about Chasers. How did Chasers get established? What's the beginning of Chasers?
Well, Chasers, this is actually their 23rd year,
okay.
Or our 23rd year, that Chasers has been around. We've been at different locations over the time. Our partner, Rich, actually started Chasers 23 years ago. We got involved in the business just over a year ago, prime time, just in time for COVID.
Right.
It was great timing.
Girl, you got good planning.
Yeah. Who knew that was going to happen, right? I mean...
Yeah.
If anyone predicted that. So Chaser's been around a long time. We've been at this location there on High Grove for 6 years,
okay.
7 years. 7 years now. And last year we added on our combat tactical tag, which is laser tag, on steroids, right? Is that what we say?
Yeah.
Is that PC? But they...
Laser tag on muscle enhancers, Corie. Muscle
on vitamins. Strong dose of vitamins.
Right.
No, so it's so we got like submachine guns,
okay.
And what are the other ones called?
You got
assault rifles.
Assault rifles.
Yeah. So there's some pistols. So it's laser tag, but these guns, there's like online scoring.
Right.
You wear a headband, and then we do different team modes. Like you could do teams, solo, things like that. There's a bomb that we could, one team can take out in the arena, and the other team has to find it and disarm it before the time's up. Things like that. So
ooh.
It's kind of cool.
Damn, that sounds like a lot of fun. Lots of fun. What do you like most about Chasers?
What do I like most about Chasers? I think my favorite part of Chasers, we get some, because it's been around for so long, it's funny, we get repeat customers that the kids are like, I'm not having my party anywhere else but here. Like we've had families that the mom's like, this is his 5th year having his party here.
Right.
And because there's so many age levels that it works for, you start off with the classic laser tag, maybe when you're 5 or 6 years old, and there's an arcade, there's a jungle gym area,
right.
Things like that. So there's so many things for them. But then as they progress, then they're like, well, I want to do the tactical tag now. Like I'm moving up in age. Or the Rockerball we just added on. Brought in some virtual reality too, and things like that. And so, it's kind of fun to, when you get guests like that just come back year after year, and the kid's like, I'm not having my party anywhere else, where you see some of these, gigantic, entertainment venues that, they can certainly choose from, but they come back to like a family-owned business.
It's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Good feeling. Now, Chasers, Rockerball, any other, anything else in the wheelhouse of those? They have different parts of their own businesses, right?
Well, Rockerball is our mobile, as I said.
Okay,
So we
yeah.
we bring that out to schools or people's homes, local parks, things like that. We travel all around the city and suburbs. Like I said, we even have gone as far as Wisconsin and Indiana. And then Chasers is our indoor venue.
Okay. Now, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you guys have been open during COVID.
We were closed from March when
Right.
the first
Okay.
shutdown happened. We were closed from March till like the beginning of July.
Right.
Then we opened with the restrictions
Mhm.
that were in place, like the tiers and all that. First you could have like 10 guests, 25 guests, things
Yeah,
like
the
that.
tier level thing, yeah.
So we've been open then since July when we reopened,
Mhm.
gradually. But our facility is 18,000 square feet. A lot of areas it's 25-foot ceilings. Because we have so many different parts of Chasers too, like the laser tag arena. We have private party rooms. We have an arcade area, and then the Rockerball field as well. And so we're able to, basically what we're doing now is just semi-private, private parties. So you're not going to come in there and there's going to be 200 people in the place and it's going to be a madhouse.
I think you guys are doing it safe.
Yeah, I mean, we have a party this evening and she's going to have 12 guests, and it's just her. We're opening just for her, just for this family. They want to do something special for their 8th graders.
Nice.
Which they probably really deserve after being cooped up.
Yeah. E-learning.
Yeah, e-learning.
Let's get the guns and we'll blast a little bit.
Yeah, kids need some fun and and it's just going to be their group in there. So we've been trying just to make guests feel as comfortable as we possibly can, and if they call and have some any questions about that, like I kind of steer them where it's going to be the least crowded, or maybe you can tack on a couple hours at the tail end of our regular business hours to have it more private or things like that.
Now, do you have where's the websites for these? How can people sign up and all that?
ChasersTag.com is our Chasers with an S at the end. ChasersTag.com is our Chasers website. We're on all the social media as well. And then Rockerball is knockerballchicago.com, but Rockerball Chicago is also linked on the Chasers as well to kind of go back and forth. But knockerballchicago.com is and then we're on all the social media there as well.
All right, gotta holler at you on Instagram.
Yeah, you gotta get the family together and come
gotta
out.
holler at the IG.
You could have your pizza night at Chasers, your Friday night dinner night.
That's a good idea, actually. That actually brings up those bring up good memories for me too. I remember like the family getting together and like going Showbiz Pizza, something like that, and like everybody's there chilling. You got the pizzas and all that kind of stuff. It's a good time. Let the kids go run around.
It was
crazy.
Terrible pizza, but we still went. I remember Showbiz. Was there one out here? Because there was one. Because like I said, I grew up in the city. There was one on Kedzie, like 55th and Kedzie or 59.
Yeah.
That's the one I would go to.
I grew up in Harvey, Illinois, so we went to a couple out there way south side. Yeah,
right.
But I remember like the city Showbiz pizzas before like it became Chuck E. Cheese. Those hella memories right there. So literally midnight tonight, we usher in a brand new year. Okay. Without showcasing too much of what you got going on, what do you really want to see happen for Chasers and Rockerball?
For 2021, just probably what we all want is back to some normalcy.
Sure.
Want kids to get back in school, and just get back to being kids and getting back to some normalcy for them. That includes Chasers as well, like, just families being able to come out and be comfortable. Hopefully with this vaccine, people can feel a little more comfortable coming out as that rolls out a little more, and, it's all I can hope for.
From your start, event planning to now, how's your experience been as a businesswoman?
It's a lot. It's tough. There's a lot of things that I had to learn that I wasn't comfortable with. Number one, a podcast. I would never have done this before. I'm a big chicken. I would never do something like this, but I swear I've had to do a couple interviews and things like that. We had whatever different things I had to do, and when Bob asked me to do it, I was like, I just have to, even though I wanted to say no, because
you was gonna say no?
I'm a chicken.
What?
I'm a big chicken. I was like, I know, I just you just gotta bite the bullet and do it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Just gotta kick yourself in the behind sometimes.
And this is a fun show, It's not like, tell me about where are your finances.
I don't know, you hit me with the dad question right now. I'm like, but dad, I don't know, I haven't thought about my dad. He passed away. I haven't thought about him recently.
I like capturing like the serious stuff about people and not the fluff. And that question too, when it comes to the dad, like, I'm always trying to bring like the human part out in people. I never try to do it in a overtly like, you know, provocative or mean way or anything like that. Yeah, you roll with it too, so thank you. You know, I've had some guests like, I don't want to answer that. I'm like, all right.
I was like, I don't know, how deep are we going here? I'm like,
yeah.
Where's the couch? Is this
Right. So now I am looking at a city in a 2020 that looks like it's gonna be doing pretty good. From what I've seen down here in Aurora, speaking, it's good morning, Aurora, but like I still have and I've seen like a sense of optimism with a lot of people. Even you give me the appearance of being like a person who's optimistic about the business going into 2021. You don't seem like a quitter. I haven't met too many quitters.
Well, I mean, we can't, right? What else can we do? You know, you got to keep going. You know, we have no choice, right?
Some people say let's sit back and let the government take care of it.
Well, I mean,
I don't think that's a good idea.
If you want to trust the government with them, I don't know. But, you know, you have no choice. You know, like for myself, honest, like, you know, we just got involved. We've only been involved with Chasers for, you know, past year and a half or so. So certainly there's been a lot of sweat and tears that have gone into it, and actually blood too, because I had to do some construction, and there was some blood that happened, but I didn't do construction, and I don't have steel toe boots. So there were some nails that came through my shoes and things like that.
I'm about to say, you can't do construction looking fly with the boots and all that.
Well, I had gym shoes on.
Oh, yeah, no.
So anyways, but you know, people, you know, and some of these other business and all of these other businesses, like, you know, the hours and time and money and like family that has jumped in and helped and friends and things like that, like they have to keep going, you know. They have no choice.
I once heard from another business owner that people only see the outside, or like the fun, good stuff, what it is fun and good. They don't see what goes on. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, we kind of touched on it briefly, but you know, there's a lot of things that I'm not, that I wasn't necessarily comfortable with, you know, in having my own business. When I worked, you know, for businesses in the past, when your computer didn't work, you just called the IT guy and said, hey, can I go home because my computer's not working? Are you gonna fix this today? What should I do?
Right.
When you're a business owner, you're gotta figure it out yourself.
That's your computer.
Yeah, there's no IT guy to call. And you know, when I needed a new website, you know, I had to become a web designer, and I've never done that before. And you know, you just got to figure it out. And you know, there's a lot of frustration and things like that, but you know, you just got to figure it out because you know, life goes on, and you gotta get stuff done.
Is the customer always right?
No, I don't believe that at all. No.
No?
Do you believe that?
I'm asking the questions here. No, I've been waiting to say that to someone. Oh, that was perfect. No,
we of course, you know, always want to make the customer happy. So I guess you have to have that attitude to some degree, but I mean, we know that we're not always right as customers.
Of course not. Of course not. Yeah. I ran an escape room, and people lost a lot on like the math. So you're not right, dude.
You're just not right.
Yeah. 15 times 15 is not 380. Like, you're wrong, dude. I believe strongly in my heart that America as a country is full of great people. It has a great history. It has a great hope. And it has a great outlook. I believe the business community is the reason for that, because I do believe that the people who've had to cobble their pennies together, or maybe say, I'm gonna wait on the light bill because I gotta get this game truck, I gotta get this yada yada moving, I think that's been the lifeblood of society. That's why I like talking to business owners and asking off the wall questions like that. What would you tell to a person who's up and coming in business, or thinking about investing in or starting their own business?
Well, do your research, right? And, you know, you have to have the attitude. And sometimes, you know, I have to remind myself, like going back, like all the stuff that has to be done, you know, that don't don't know about or whatever, I think, and this is a problem that I have, you're sometimes better off passing it off to someone else rather than spending the countless hours trying to figure it out yourself, but hire someone else to do it, or find someone else that knows how to do that, and whatever, maybe can teach you, because the hours that I've spent on things sometimes could be better used other places.
Yeah.
And I don't take my own advice. I just try and figure it out myself.
I mean, if it's taking you 3 hours to reboot your computer, just call the guy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
For God's sakes, Corie.
No, and I've been bad in that regard. That I don't, because I feel like I have to learn it eventually myself anyway. So I probably caused myself a lot of headaches unnecessarily when I could have, just paid someone else to do it the right way.
What song would describe your life best?
Song, I don't know. I really, well, I don't know if this describes my life, but I'm a country fan. I'm going to Nashville in a couple weeks, but Eric Church has a new song, and it's pretty cool, and I thought it was fitting for 2020. But he talks about, I think it's Through My Ray-Bans, is it called? It's a brand new song. But he talks about how, because he wears Ray-Bans all the time, like sunglasses,
right,
all the time. And he's on stage and he's looking out at the crowd, and they're all like arm in arm. And he said, you guys are soldiers, like, and like and singing back and all this stuff. And he goes, the point of the song is that he wishes that we could see ourselves through his Ray-Bans as he sees us, which I think is pretty cool.
Eric Church?
Yeah. You never heard of Eric Church? Want me to play it for you?
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Afterwards.
I was about to say. Oh, the listeners are like, damn, man. Good morning, we're with country today, dog. Damn. Hell yeah. I don't know too much about country. I'm a Johnny Cash, Hank Williams Jr.
Okay.
That's
country.
Yeah, that's like all I got with country. That's all I really know.
Well, I think, that's what country music is, though. It's about people's lives.
Right.
And, that's what makes it country, is it's talking about people's lives.
Where does country end and blues begin? Or vice versa?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a blues fan. I've been to some blues bars and stuff, but I guess
it's not too far away.
Blues are, I don't know. Aren't they crying about something? I don't know.
Is it country crying about you?
No, they're talking about their life.
I'm going to defer to the country expert here.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to listen to the songs. He's not crying about anything. Sometimes they're just talking about drinking and God.
Or, who's your honey, who's your baby, who's your...
You know that one.
Yeah. That's not about God or drinking. But that's a good song, and I like that song. That song's pretty cool. Before we go, I do want to ask you, if you had to do it all over again, if you had to look back on the Corie coming up, doing her research and everything, what would you tell the Corie then? What's the message to the Corie then from the Corie now?
Before being a business owner.
Or when we started being a business owner, the early days of being a business owner.
What would I say? I don't know. I have to think about it.
Sometimes, it's all,
Sorry.
It's all good. So the show, well, what do you got planned for this evening, for New Year's Eve?
Just going by a friend's house. A couple people, like 10 of us, whatever, gonna hang out. I think I'm gonna make some, what's it called?
Jungle juice?
No, jungle juice. We're old.
Salad dressing?
No. That was good. No, I would not make any salad dressing.
Brownie?
Martinis. I was gonna make these martinis. But I forgot the kind of French martinis. I was gonna make some French martinis and bring over there.
What are French martinis?
It's Chambord, vodka, and then a little bit of champagne and pineapple juice.
Damn. I'm good as hell. What's the address? Where y'all, what time y'all getting
I don't think I can say it on the spot.
Right, no, yeah, don't do
She'll
that.
kill me.
Some weirdo will be like, hi, I heard on Good Morning Aurora you guys are in the party tonight. Corie, the show ends on a positive note. What is your message to the people of Aurora today?
You know, one thing I told, I was just talking to my son's friends about this, but everything is, you know, divided, you know, now, you know, racially, mask wearer, not a mask wearer, Republican, Democrat, like all this stuff. Like there's so much divide, and, you know, we just have to get back to the basics and remember that whatever's trying to divide us, there's a reason for it, and, you know, let's get back together.
Come together.
There's got to be a country song for that one. I'll have to find it.
All right, I'm gonna stop singing. We appreciate you coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
This was a really good interview. Really good interview. To all of you listeners and all you fans and all you viewers out there, we hope that you guys have a safe, blessed, positive, powerful, French martini filled New Year's Eve. We will see you guys back here Monday in a brand new year for the world's greatest morning show. We'd like to thank our guests for coming on to the show. All of you guys out there, take care. Peace.
Thank you.